So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. You might have heard that live shopping is exploding, and I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. What's happening? Let me ask you a question, okay? It's a simple question. I will be gentle, I promise you. Have you lost your job to AI yet? Or are you just waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning worried about losing your job?
I need a boost. I need a daily boost. I need a boost. I need a daily boost.
Now, for most people, the answer is yes and yes. It's one or the other, right? Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. For most people on the planet, unless you're just independently wealthy and just not affected by it, you're going to be affected by it. That's all there is to it. So the Band-Aid's off. Just get over it. Now, today, we're going to, I'm going to go, okay, I need permission. May I? Do I have permission to kind of get on my pedestal a little bit? I'm not going to rant, but when I rant, I can get some intensity. When I start getting excited, my dog leaves the room. He goes outside. Levi leaves the room. I'm not mad. I'm excited, but he listens to me. He's like, oh, Dad's mad. I'm not. So what happens is when I get all pumped up about something, I start to get passionate about it and you begin to hear it. So if this is too intense, I'm sorry, but this is stuff that I'm passionate about. I can help you with, and you're going to get it today. And it might be a fire hose for 12 or 13 minutes. Okay. Hang on for the ride. This started, by the way, as part of my Inner Circle group I've had for about 2 years now. Getting ready to open it again for a few special people, about 5 new people we're looking for. Inner Circle it's me and it's about 12 other people. I help them, they help me. I facilitate and guide. We work on focus and impact, making money, building a peaceful base, all the cool stuff. Really nice community. If you're looking for that kind of community, I won't spend a lot of time today. I will invite you here in a day or two to consider it. If you just want to jump to the front of the line, you know me, you might want to talk about that. Send a note to support@motivationtomove.com. Say, Scott, I'm interested in your Inner Circle. I'm not going to sell you. I'm not going to pitch you. In fact, I might not even let you come in. I curate this group. But if you're interested, raise your hand and I will tell you all about it. And if it's a good fit, you're welcome. Okay. All right, here we go. Here is the, it's not a rant, but it may be, because I'm very passionate. So I'm going to take you down the road of AI about jobs and everything else today. Now, really keep in mind, I'm going to end this show on a very upbeat note. But because I am so passionate and I'm a manly man with lots of testosterone in my body and I have a booming voice sometimes, it might be loud. So are you afraid of AI? Are you excited? I know this. A lot of people are not only afraid and excited, they're angry. I also know something else. A lot of people, not only are they angry, they're grieving. If you look into these stages of grief, you're there. Eventually you'll accept it. But right now, a lot of people are grieving this AI thing. Why? Because if you're in the middle of your career, potentially say within maybe 10 or 15 years of retirement, you could be made irrelevant before you got to do what you thought you were going to do. Your master plan that's been going so well for so long is getting ripped right out under your butt. That could happen. It absolutely could and probably will. But it doesn't mean you have to stall. You can actually survive and do much better. You can thrive these days if you get the right attitude and start thinking a little bit. Now, you need to know something. I got my first computer when I was 18. I bought a Commodore VIC-20. Cost me $299. I was making $1,000 a month as a disc jockey. That's a lot of money to spend on a computer that really couldn't do anything. I've been geeking out forever on this stuff. This whole business I have right now, it started because I knew how to get online before anybody else did. I brought my talents of what I do these days online. I got into AI 3 years ago, well before most people did. I've used it for so many projects. I've taught people to use it. I rarely talk about what I do with it around here. Sometimes I complain about it because I understand the dangers in it. Make no mistake, I'm a big fan. It's coming. There's nothing we can do about it. I accept it. Move on. If you're at the beginning of your career, you might feel like you didn't get a chance to even get started. Man, I get that. But being a little bit older guy, a boomer, I can tell you, you have plenty of time. Don't worry about it. If you are at the other end of your career, if you're in your 40s or your 50s, if you're beyond 60, it might be kind of different depending on how you set yourself up and how you're invested right now. But if you're in that at that level of life right now, a little bit older, like maybe an older millennial or certainly a Gen Xer, this is a scary time. Everything you built could fall apart. At least you've got time to figure it out and work with it, right? Even though most entry-level jobs are gone. I don't know how you do this stuff you used to start with. Like when I started in radio years ago, what'd you do? You started as a board operator. You kind of pushed the buttons and then you had the overnight shift. Well, now the computers push the buttons and you have the overnight shift covered by computers too. There's no entry-level job anymore. Mid-career, most of what you've done, your whole life, pushing spreadsheets, pushing PowerPoints, all that kind of stuff, forget it, it's done. Most of it can be done automatically already. Just talking to the computer, it'll do it for you. Haven't been there yet? Yeah. Maybe that's why you're scared. I've been there. I've used it. I've done it. I pay so much in software. I understand this stuff. It's happening right now, and you may not even know it. It can easily make you feel like something died. And the fact is, something is dying. Some of it has died. Most of it is going to die. There is death coming. Oh, that really is negative. At least it's not a Monday, right? Oh my God, if it was a Monday, I couldn't say those words. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? But the truth is, you don't have to die. You just have to be reborn. Think a little differently, okay? So here's what's going on. Yes, AI is getting bigger than anything humans have ever experienced before. They say 50 years worth of change in about 3 years' time. They say a lot of things. I don't know. In fact, what I do know is this. Nobody knows. Nobody knows when it's going to change, how fast it's going to change. The people building AI don't know. A lot of reasons for that. The supply chains, the whole thing. But consumers use AI differently. It takes time to make it work. Now, here's something I will tell you this. If you think it's going too fast in 3 years, yes, a lot's going to change in 3 years. But if you think about this, the last mile of making AI work is nowhere near ready to go. What is the last mile? All the fancy stuff you hear in the data centers and all the big stuff that's happening, all that stuff that gets all the press. The person running a shop on Main Street hardly has one computer to operate with. They're not going to automate anything. There's going to be no robot in the flower shop, not for 10 or 15 years. It's impossible. They got to build out all the infrastructure first before it goes downstream to the rest of us down in the neighborhoods. So don't worry about it, okay? We got some time. Yes, a lot will change soon, but not everything. But the bottom line is we're all still guessing. Let me give you a quote. Ethan Mullock said this.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Hi, this is Zoe Deutsch.
And Nick Robinson. Our brand new movie, Voicemails for Isabel, is all about those little moments that feel like the universe is looking out.
Feeling homesick, then your sister calls.
Hearing that perfect song exactly when you need it. Sometimes life rigs things in our favor, like learning about your new favorite rom-com, Voicemails for Isabel. Now playing only on Netflix.
He has research called the jagged frontier of AI. And what he says is we are in a unique window where expertise is being reset. Think about that phrase for a second. Expertise being reset. Reset. Like rebooted. Like wherever you were doing what you're doing is just being rebooted and restarted. and it's going to come up different. In the world of AI right now, there are no experts. They're just a bunch of people talking. I think most of them are talking political power, and they're talking about finance and all that stuff. Most of what you hear in the news these days is because big investments are behind everything, but still, make no mistake, it's coming. You put money behind it, it's going to drive the machine. Here's what you need to do. And after 7 minutes and 36 seconds, let me give you some positivity. I haven't done that, have I? Well, maybe I have. Maybe I'm speaking the truth. Maybe I'm waking you up. I hope that's the case here. Here's what you need to do. You don't need to do a whole lot to be an expert. You just have to learn faster than the person next to you. Look around you. Look at your coworker. Look at your competition. You don't have to beat them by a mile. You just have to be a little faster than they are. You'll be fine. So I advise you today to look very closely at what you do today and just think, okay, can they replace me? And if you're one of those people who says no, really think about it. I have a client, the graphic artist. He has told me they can't replace a graphic artist. Can't replace an illustrator. The 11th job that's going to be eliminated in the list is graphic artist. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 10, but the 11th. So it's not the top of the list, but it's right on the list. I have a friend that's a disc jockey. Radio gets more listens today than podcasts do. I know it's crazy, isn't it, right? Like 2/3 more. It's crazy how much more. They'll never get rid of disc jockeys. Guess what? Number 5 on that list. Broadcasters too. If you told me a year ago you can clone my voice, I tried it. It didn't sound great a year ago. I tried it a month ago. You're hearing that right now. No, you're not. This is live. I can clone my voice and you could not tell the difference right now. All the quirky stuff I do with my voice all the time that I thought you could never copy Scott's particular style, wrong. It's being copied. How about you content creators out there? I can get out of AI and jump online, get that freedom lifestyle. And you can. It's easier than ever. All the barriers to entry have been dropped. Anybody can do it now, which is part of the problem. But by and large, it's going to be going away. Why? Because everybody can do it. And there's a trend right now among content creators who are using AI to create all their content. They come up with an idea they think you'll buy, and they have a AI create the course for you. Guys, why don't you put a nail in your coffin? Why don't you just put 10 in there? You're accelerating your death. But if you want to be a content creator without any freedom, you can get a good job, because the biggest companies in the world are hiring content creators that use AI to create content to push their company even more. The bigger companies are going to go way, way up. The independents are going to go down. So be careful how you use AI. You want to be yourself. We'll talk about that in a second here, okay? So how do you keep your job? I don't care if you're content creation. I don't care what you do. I'm in the content creation world. I don't really consider myself a content creator. I consider myself a guy who kind of a mentor who shows up and we have a conversation. I shake you up a little bit or make you laugh or something like that. I guess it's content, but I've really never liked that name. I'm not a podcaster either. I don't see that either. I'm just a guy who shows up and does my thing. So consider this. We are transitioning in this world to a different way of earning a living. I want you to just grab a hold of this really fast. Let's spend just a second here. We're going from wage labor, you getting paid to do something, to capital ownership. In between is a little bit of a gray area, because if you're trying to make money by the hour, it's just not going to work out that well as time goes on here. So you go to ownership, investing in a company, buying real estate, things like that, owning your own company. Capital ownership is key here. That's how you're going to leverage all this stuff. That's where all the wins are happening right now. So you move into anything that you can do that. That's the first layer of this whole thing. So if you can invest, if you can buy a house, I know it's hard to do, but if you can, go ahead and do it. Get out there and do this stuff and get that income that's going to passively grow behind you without you having to do anything. And yes, it happens all the time. What's going to happen in terms of your actual work? Let's take just a minute or two here longer and go through this. We are transitioning from information to wisdom and experience. Information is everywhere. We are so far beyond information overload. There is really nothing that ChatGPT can't answer for you these days. What it can't do is it can't make a decision. It can't tell you exactly what to do. It has no empathy at all. And it's going to be a long time before it does. And I'm not going to tell you it won't ever have it, because I'm a realistic guy. I think eventually I don't want to be alive then. I'm just going to tell you, okay? We are transitioning. If you're in the information world, if you are processing information in any way, if you're in medical transcription, forget it. It's 95% gone right now. If you're in the information world, your job is coming to an end. You need to transition to wisdom and experience. So there are 4 areas that are going to make sense here for you in how you are able to succeed. Can't spend a ton of time on these, but let me get the 4 to you. So if you're thinking about your job, then this is how you're going to save your job by transitioning, okay? Number 1, we are in the attention economy. Now, it's hard to make money getting attention. This would be like an influencer, okay? Influencers are going to go out of style. Why? Well, because the bigger ones are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. In about a year or 2, you're going to see the digital influencers. They're already out there, but wait until Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse have their own channel, and you can communicate and talk to them on a Zoom call. It's coming. So your ability to get people's attention, because people are so overwhelmed these days that it's hard to even get their attention. I know this podcast. 2 weeks ago, I went out and kind of shook things up and got you to respond to my theme song. You're like, what? I'm busy, Scott. Leave me alone. And when I asked you, you came to me and we had like almost 1,000 comments. And then you went back to what you were doing. So hard to get people's attention. So if you are in the business of getting people's attention, you're going to make money. Marketers, people like that, right? The experience economy. Are you providing an experience? Talked to this with my buddy Billy today at the gym. It could be a massage. It could be planning a birthday party. It could be planning a retreat. It could be having a boat where you took people deep sea fishing. If you're in the experience economy, in other words, you're a human creating experiences for humans, you're going to do really well. You're seeing these days people are moving back toward human interaction. A lot of small groups in churches, a lot of small, like my inner circle, it's a small group. People want to be part of a small group of people, have an experience, right? So if you are giving an experience, there's 1,000 ways to do that. You're going to be fine. Now, by the way, specifically, I'm kind of leaving out plumbers and things like that, these manual labor jobs. You guys are going to be just fine for at least for a while. I'm looking at more information kind of people. And that's why I'm talking about the attention economy, the experience economy. And the other one is the authenticity economy. And this is you being known. This would be maybe the expert economy. It still works well, but you're known for one particular thing. So maybe you're known for making a certain kind of handmade guitar. Only you do it. No computer can do it. You do it. Maybe you're the only one that cuts a certain kind of haircut. Maybe you're the only one that does a certain style of a podcast. Maybe like I do. Nobody does what I do. Not my style anyway. And be real about it. Different. Knowledge base that goes so deep, nobody can even question you. And you're authentic about it. And finally, the meaning economy. Now, this is really cool. And I think this is where most people slip in. And this is actually mostly where I slip in. Now, I will tell you that I operate my business these days, always have done this, by the way. And as I go forward into the future, as we see what's going to happen here, it's attention, experience, authenticity. Those are the top 3, and they're just baked into my business. But the meaning economy. Mentors. Not a life coach. Somebody with true wisdom that can mentor you to the place you want to go. Could be a teacher. Could be a pastor. Could be just about anybody. True meaning delivered. If you can deliver meaning about how to be spiritually alive, you know how much people will pay for their dreams? Have any idea? So right now, we're going to get our dreams because AI is going to make it easier and faster to get there. And people are going to be willing to pay you to do that job, and you're going to like your job better than ever. So it's good, but you got to change. Well, all right. If you're interested in getting a closer chat with me at least once a week, and you want to be my inner circle, just support@motivationtomove.com. Let me know, and I'll see you tomorrow.